Hi, I'm Dr. Kat. I am a clinical psychologist and narcissism coach. Please join me in helping victims of narcissistic abuse by subscribing, liking, and commenting. In this video, we'll explore what the Bible says about marriage and the roles of husbands and wives. Too often, narcissistic Christian husbands weaponize the Bible against their wives as they insist the wife should be submissive to them, as stated in the Bible. Are narcissistic Christian husbands actually justified in their abuse? Or are they ungodly hypocrites, similar to the Pharisees of Jesus' time? Number 1. Foundational principles of love. Jesus' teachings consistently underscore the foundational principle of love as paramount in human relationships. In Matthew, Jesus embodies the essence of godly living by commanding the love of God with all one's being and to love others as oneself. The marriage covenant, as a sacred institution, is expected to reflect this divine love. Any form of abuse contradicts the selfless, sacrificial love exemplified by Jesus on the cross and is incongruent with the spiritual essence of a Christ-centered marriage. Number 2, the golden rule in marriage. The golden rule presented in Matthew forms the ethical backbone of Christian conduct, emphasizing the reciprocity of treating others as one would desire to be treated. Within the sacred bond of marriage, this principle extends to an expectation of mutual respect, kindness, and consideration. Any form of abuse fundamentally violates this ethical framework, creating an environment in opposition to the harmonious, loving relationship that Jesus proclaimed for a husband and wife. Number 3, rejection of hypocrisy. In Matthew, Jesus vehemently condemns hypocrisy, likening it to a whitewashed tomb that appears beautiful on the outside, but it's full of impurity within. Christian narcissists who proclaim their own godliness as they are emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, and even physically abusing their wives might be one of the clearest examples of the very hypocrisy that Jesus strongly opposed. Jesus called for love, authenticity, and truthfulness in relationships, especially within the sacred context of marriage. Number 4, instruction on forgiveness in marriage. Jesus' instruction on forgiveness, as conveyed in Matthew, is integral to Christian living and calls for forgiveness and understanding within the marital union. However, it is crucial to distinguish between forgiveness and enduring persistent harm. While forgiveness remains a Christian virtue, the Bible does not instruct us to allow others to abuse us, especially narcissists who have no remorse or empathy for the suffering they cause. In fact, they feel entitled to abuse others, and especially their wives and other intimate partners. This is not in alignment with any of Jesus' teachings. Forgiveness should not be distorted into a justification for enduring continuous abuse. Number 5, qualities in the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes, expounded in Matthew, offer a beautiful blueprint for blessed living. Within a marriage, these qualities become the pillars supporting a Christ-centered relationship. Humility, meekness, and peacemaking are virtues that not only contribute to individual spiritual growth, but also foster an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. Narcissistic abuse is contrary to these virtues, opposing Jesus' teachings as outlined in the Beatitudes. Number 6, the command to love one another. Jesus' unequivocal command to love one another, as expressed in John, is not confined solely to interpersonal relationships, but also holds profound significance within the marital context. Husbands are called to emulate Christ's selfless love for the church, fostering an environment of care, mutual respect, love, and support. Abuse disrupts this divine design, introducing discord and emotional distress, which contradicts Jesus' very example of how a Christian husband is called to love his wife. Number 7, servanthood in marriage. The concept of servanthood, emphasized by Jesus in Matthew, stands as a stark contrast to the abusive behavior within a marriage with the narcissist. The greatest among us is depicted as a servant, and husbands in particular are called to serve and uplift their wives. The biblical narrative reinforces the idea that marriage is in fact a partnership of equals, each contributing to the well-being and spiritual growth of the other. Abuse disrupts this equilibrium, as the narcissistic Christian husband is usually the greatest, if not the only, obstacle on his wife's spiritual path. Number 8, the sanctity of marriage. The Bible upholds marriage as a sacred covenant, instructing husbands to love their wives as Jesus loved the church meaning all of us, humanity. Abuse desecrates the sanctity of this covenant, introducing elements of fear, control, and manipulation that are diametrically opposed to the selfless, sacrificial love that Jesus Christ modeled. Upholding the sanctity of marriage involves fostering an environment where both partners can flourish spiritually, emotionally, and physically, a vision incompatible with abusive behavior. Despite how narcissistic Christian husbands distort the Bible to enable their own abuse, it is clear that biblical principles reveals a profound theological stance against abusive behavior in general, and particularly within the sacred marital relationship. Jesus' teachings consistently advocate for love, compassion, humility, and mutual respect, all qualities the narcissist lacks, as Jesus envisions a harmonious union that fosters the spiritual growth and well-being of both partners. If you like this video, again, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment about your own experience with a narcissist, a Christian narcissist. This way we can all learn from and help each other. If you would like to schedule a consultation with me, I will leave a link to my website down below. Till next time.